All right, hello everyone. I hope you guys are all well. Let's take a look at the market today. I've already posted the Astro hours onto the members area like some time ago already. Let's see. Yeah, like half an hour, 45 minutes ago, whatever. Now, what do we got here? We've got gold. As you can see with gold, I was talking about the market should want to go up again and we should want to hit those levels. And yesterday, that actually happened nice and easy. No, so the market just kept pushing up nice and easy into the closing and pretty much took the targets there. All right. And today we have this retracement. Now, I started with the 1 hour chart. I've talked about this before, as you know. So I want to use if you're using the ATAM strategy, using the PST is really, really nice idea because it tells you where the market can really come down to. And if it matches your Astro hours at a nice level, there, wherever you want to pick, it doesn't matter. Once the PST comes into those levels, you got prices. And the lowest that is here is that 43.56 is that 2062 level, just slightly under the daily pivot, as you can see. And this is the impulse wave manipulation where the market shot up. So the market is now coming down and that's fine. Now we've got room to go up, but as you know, Tuesday was a swing day. All right, Tuesday. Monday was a holiday, Tuesday was a swing day. So the market coming down into a lower might be the way to go until tomorrow and Friday, or tomorrow or Friday. Now, because it's a tricky week this week, we're going to have to check also. This is Thursday, right? Today is Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday, the Asia session is also going to give us a level where the markets will want to turn. So this could be panning out like this. We could end up at a high on a Thursday when Asia opens up, and that could also be a swing. So Thursday and Friday, we've got aspects really happening on Thursday as well that can actually cause and on Friday in the Asia session, all right, that can actually cause some really good swings for us. Okay, and that's what we really want to focus on. So what we're going to do is we're going to buy at the right time and at the right price. As you can see, we're still going to keep this Mercury and Saturn line here, as you can see on the radar. When that kind of goes up, it kind of like squares out. We'll want to sell as well if it does do that. All right. So if it pulls back, buying at 59, 2053 is not a bad idea. You can now move this into a 15-minute chart. You can use the 1 hour very effectively when the markets are opening or pre-open. London, New York, doesn't really matter because it will give you the right places and the prices as well where you can trade at an Astro hour. All right. So let's see how things are panning out. Let's move this into a 15-minute. Now, this is our 15-minute chart, as you can see. And the market is already pushing down, as you can see from this Astro hour. No problem. We haven't really missed out on anything. What we want to do is this. 66, 67, 68 is where the market can go. All right. So we've got room 69, 75, 79. All right. So that's 69, 75, 79. There. All right. So these are our targets for today. On the weekly, as you can see, we don't have anything that's just too far out, 71. Doesn't mean it won't get there, but still, currently it's a bit too far out for us. Okay. So those are going to be targets for us to get up to. Now, this couldn't take out that high. All right. So that's a question mark for us. But what we want to see, as you can see, there was heavy buying coming in Asia and also in New York yesterday. So the market pulling back into an Astro hour. It could be here, 2053, or it could be here where the market start to pick up. Remember, this is the hourly chart. Okay. So I'm going to put that in there. So this zone is okay. In fact, let's do the 1 hour chart there. all right, which is here. So the market can tap into here as well. So if it does come down into an Astro hour here or here, I'm okay to push it up. If we are up here, taking out the stops, but closing underneath the previous day high level, then on a smaller time frame at an Astro hour, I don't mind shorting it either. All right, because I did that yesterday as well. No big deal. If the Astro hours are good, then they should really pan out for us. Okay, and that's basically it. All right, so selling the highs at Astro hours depends on the reaction because the market's still going upwards. Buying at the lows is a better option because the market's still going up. But the fact that yesterday it couldn't take out the high of last week is like a question mark. So we just need to be a bit cautious. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now with the SP 500, we're at the top series. You can see if I put the weekly up here, I said this is going to be kind of like a sell zone for us. I talked about 72 yesterday, 4,800. It's up there, okay? And this was a target yesterday, 4,777. All right. So this was a big fall down. As you can see, there's a huge divergence. Despite the fact that the market is going up, doesn't look like there are a lot of buyers. And the markets, despite the fact that they're open, traders can also be on holiday as we're getting closer to the new year. So it's worthwhile being careful if you're trading. And also, there's some funny aspects in the sky, which I do believe are going to like kind of influence the market. I'm all for selling from these levels. And if we get to 72, which is 4,800, if it's an Astro hour, I don't mind taking that trade to short it. All right. So if it's a good Astro hour, I will wait for the trigger. Let's put a few hours in there. That could also mean like waiting for the Asia session as well, keeping an eye on the Asia session because the Asia session is going to be important. So it's worthwhile keeping your eyes on that too. Let me just add a few hours here. Right, so here we are. Let's get on to that. So that 4,800 is looking, like I said, okay as a target. And I don't mind taking that because of the PST level on the daily time frame. That PST level is, as you know, what I call a good buy kiss. Market breaks down, momentum goes up, retesting up higher price, then we get a divergence, and then we should kind of like settle down and start to sell off. And having a price from an indicator is obviously a bonus. So on the daily, okay, sorry, was it the daily? The weekly, I'm sorry. All right, that's the weekly here. As you can see, that's your trend line, the breakdown, market going up, got a huge divergence, as you can see, as we get up into this range. Market testing this out. It's really wearing itself out, and this is where we want to sell. I also drew this white line here manually. If you're using your ATAM strategy, just slap it on here. If it gets here, obviously when you draw manually, you don't have a price target there, but in any case, it should be, you know, it's like when you can just follow it through, all right, basically. And if it touches that zone, and then you understand, you know, that's going to be a place where you want to be looking for a reversal. So having a price is, you know, pretty good, gives you a guideline of where to get back in. This is obviously going to come down and it should break down. So we really want to be there when that happens. And this was a good sign just before Christmas. All right, so if the market goes up, I'm okay to be selling. If you want to buy to get there, it's a bit of a tricky situation. I'd do it on the lows if it tested the previous day low or here where we got the weekly pivot. Okay, then if you want to go long here, you should at least get a bit of a reaction. And if you get no reaction, it just slices through both of these levels, then you understand we're kind of like starting to turn around. Okay, let's take a look at the euro dollar. With the euro dollar as well, we had an up move yesterday. Yesterday, I sold this at the Astro hour here, took profit on the daily pivot. I reversed on the gold. I didn't enter on this one. I just didn't want two positions, you know, following all the time. So once I opened up the gold and the euro dollar, I covered this trade, put the stop forward, and it was all honky dory. and that's all fine. And then we had those levels up there as well. I said 1032 would be a target. And I also talked about these levels here as well. Why? Because on the weekly, we have a bit of a gap here. And I said the market will want to like tap in there. It was just like nice to go in and just touch it and then start to melt down. And that's what actually, I'm anticipating on. So then breaking off the 62 level, 1032, is also a sign that we're probably going to head up into that direction. It's nice to see the market closing above that. It goes above the previous week's high, as you can see, and then closed above it here pretty much on the daily, as you can see. Nice and easy. So the market is either going to go upwards. If it goes upwards, they'll look for a sell-off first. If we come down, want to buy to go up. Now on the daily, you want to target the 68, which is 1074 if you're going to go long. All right. So 1074 is what you're going to be targeting here. All right. 1074. So I'm going to get rid of this now. That's done deal. This and this. I'm going to get rid of these because on the daily, that's what we've got. On the weekly, we've talked about this before. So this is the breaking. It's already breaking out. So we don't know yet. Okay. This is too far out. I drew this manually, as you can see. So once I draw something manually, the market may expect to get there. Okay. It's a bit high out there, but we'll see how things pan out. On the monthly, also you can see we've got 56.19. That's definitely something we want to look out for, which is 1134. And if you take a look at 1134, it's above this level here, right? 1134 is slightly above here, as you can see. All right. So 1134 is also on the cards, and that's fine too. You should add it on to your target list. 1134 is there. All right. It's a bit out there, but it doesn't matter. Okay. If the market breaks above the high of yesterday, then a pullback into an Astro hour is also okay to push up. But because we're at pretty high levels, I would be going a bit more, prudent. Don't put all your eggs in one basket and just don't slap lots into big chunks. Go with proper money management. Okay. So let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin, see how they're panning out. Dow Jones, let's take a look. Okay, as with the SP 500 as well, market went up nicely as well. If you're following your Astro hours, let's check it out. So this is 4:15. Okay, and on Tuesday, you would have had 10 past 5, which is 4:15 on the platform here, like 10 past 4. And then we had what? We had 5:45, so that's 4:45, and that's your 4:45 there. Market making a nice move up. All right. So from here, as you can see, it was like going upwards. This is the previous week's high. Previous day's high is there. So we'll just see how things are panning out. Now on the daily, this is a nice spot. As you can see, the market's really nice here, and we're going into, as you can see, a wedge here at the top, right? So the market should fall all the way back down into this zone at least, okay, and maybe even further down here before it starts before we get the buyers on. All right, so up here we should have some kind of an astrological phenomena, which I do have actually this week. I haven't checked that next week, but we should have that might cause and trigger a reversal, which is fine. Now, this is the all-time highs. This is the indecision bar on the monthly as well. As you can see, we still have room to go up. And as you can see, the PST, once it breaks out, you don't want to stand in front of it. So with the indices, what I'm saying is let it do what it needs to do, and then we'll think about it. We need a sign that the market will want to reverse. This was one sign we got last week. So if we have a 1, 2, 3 tap, maybe that will be another trigger. If it's an astrological event as well, we'll time it in. The first resistance is going to be your LCL, which is 37,663. 37,663. 663. There it is. Okay, so this is a resistance zone here. If the market does come up here, selling may not be a bad idea at all. All right, if it's an astro hour, it might not be a bad idea. If it comes down first, I don't know if you want to buy it off, but it's a bit tricky with the way things are going. The support is going to be 71 on the daily, so 37,448. 37,448 is going to be here. All right, pretty much here, as you can see, right? So that's going to be a support level there. That kind of fills in the gap here as well. So if it comes down first into this zone, all right, at an astro hour, it could also be a buy, okay? At an astro hour, you could think about reversing from here to go up as well if you want, okay? It's a bit tricky. I'm leaving the indices alone because it's all-time highs. No need to risk it. I do believe I rather sell when I get a sell signal on this one. On the weekly, as you can see, if we start to fall down, we could be coming back down to 36,900, and that 36,900 I've already marked in. All right, so be mindful. If we start cutting through these levels here, that level, the weekly, you need to understand that we're going downtown, and that downtown could end up at 65, 64, which is 37,300 to 267. Okay, and that'll be 37,267 is going to be down here. So we'll probably be under the weekly as well if it starts to break down. So be mindful. If it goes up first in New York, selling might be a better option. But like I said, I'd be careful. Tuesday was a swing day. So if it doesn't go any higher than this in the morning session of New York, okay, and we're at astro hours here somewhere, selling may not be a bad idea at all, including that level there. Or you're going to have to wait for tomorrow. Let's take a look at NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ swing days, as you know, I'll post them again on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So Wednesday is going to be a day to look out for us today, all right? Wednesday. Now, the support for today is 70, 16,825. So let's take a look at 16,825 is going to be just there. This is the support of the day. All right, yesterday this level was a target. It's done the target. It's all good. No dramas. On the daily, we don't have a resistance. It's just too far out there, as you can see. And here is just on the break and on the breakout here. But obviously, you don't want to be trading a breakout off the price when we have such a steep angle going up. So let's see. The weekly is also too far out. The weekly support is 68. That's 16,596. 16,596 is down here as well. Okay, so if you want to be selling this off as well, you could wait for the market to pop up a little bit into, let's see what we have on the monthly. That's also fired. So we have to wait for a signal for this as well. So let the market do something, okay, that will give us there's enthusiasm to sell off. And that should be it. So we haven't seen anything yet. I can actually get rid of not that, but this. We can get rid of this as well. As you can see, these are all out there. And the market should sizzle down as well. We need to come back into these zones. So once they start selling off, we're going to have levels which the market should wave into. Okay, and this is going to be a place where the market should wave into as well. I'm going to take that. And then, but we should come all the way down here as well. All right, so this should be a zone that we should be looking to get back into at least. And that should happen by spring, I'm thinking. Bitcoin as well, like I said, you can sell the highs as well. If the market goes up into an astro hour, selling is not a bad idea at all. As you can see, this is a zone I marked in before. If you adjust your ACT lines, no, not your ACT lines, PST lines. All right, if you just adjust them, you draw them manually, you should be fine if you're following it. I don't follow Bitcoin because I don't day trade it. You certainly can. And if you want to sell the highs, buy the lows, you just have to move in between these lines. And all you have to do is just bring it from the low to the low there. Okay. And that's it. As you can see, just all you have to do is follow it through. You can do the most recent lows as well. Whoops. Not there. There. And there. Okay. Pretty much. Okay, so then bottom to bottom, market comes down, goes up. So if it goes back up again, I think selling is okay. But remember what I said, we're really going to get the impression that the market wants to sell once we go below this. We need to slice through, break down, and then on the pull up, you can sell down. We should see it back down in the 20s range in here. All right, so I should be seeing Bitcoin back down in this range, and buying and holding should also happen here or even lower in this range here, as you can see. So sooner or later, the market will want to come back here. So I wouldn't recommend buying and holding up here if you like. Okay, there's been a bit of a breach here on the weekly. That's nice. So if it does start to pull down, it could happen on the first week of January, and it could start pushing the prices down into the 30s range, then up a little bit, and then later down here. We need to get back into the 20,000s range, and even down here, we've got room to come down to as well. All right, so that's that. All right, have a good one.